Greetings, everyone. Hi, I'm Dena Patrice. I am the creator of Business Development on Demand, and I started this Business Development Spotlight series to highlight business owners, entrepreneurs, and clients who are getting amazing results and achieving success, making a difference doing what they love. And today I'm here with Shelia Miller-Nelson. Hi, Shelia.
Good morning, Dena.
Good morning. And so we're just going to spend a few minutes kind of talking a little bit about her business. Then we're going to talk about some success stories and then some work that we've done together and the benefit that that has had. So Shelia, let's just get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me today. I appreciate it. And I am the owner of Midian Consulting. And I started Midian Consulting because I saw a need for training that was solely geared toward the client. I come from an educational background in speech communications, which is communications with an emphasis in speech therapy, speech pathology. And I grew up training and teaching in all kinds of avenues at the gym, and I did a lot of training when I was in college for different aspects of various different aspects. And then as an adult, I got into training as a career. And what I realized is a lot of training is produced prior to having a conversation with the client. So a lot of it is what we call off-the-shelf training, which there's not a problem with that per se. What I was finding as time went on is that several clients were not really fitting well with training. So we'd have the square training and the round client, and they weren't fitting very well. So aspects were working, but not the whole thing. So when I created Midian, my focus was to make sure that my training is specific to the client so that they get the biggest return on investment, and that we're really asking people to come to a class that they're going to receive, where they're going to receive a benefit, and when they leave that they're wanting more, that they're receiving tangible things that they can go and implement right away, and that they're saying, yeah, that was a valuable use of my time. Because in my years of taking training, there were lots of times we did it just to check the box and say we were doing training. And lots of times when I walked away and thought, I could have done something else with that 4 or 8 or even longer, hours. So that was really my main focus, was making sure it was client-based training. And it's in 2 pillars. It's in the communications pillar and how that lends itself to more elite leadership. So I say that I work with teams and individuals to elevate their communication to create elite leadership. Because at the base of everything, whether it's negotiations or hiring or team building or contracts, whatever it is, there's always that communication. And as much as we're coming into, or we're in the digital age and we're continuing along that path, we are never, ever, in my opinion, going to get away from personal communication. So that's always going to be critical.
Oh, wow. Well, look, we appreciate this great work that you're doing in the world. And what's beautiful about it is you've taken your experience and you stepped out and you said, hey, this is something where I can make a difference based upon my experience and my expertise. And you're doing it. You're doing it. And then also being in the shoes of the client. So you know what it's like. So you can make it even better. Yeah.
Right.
Well, tell us, a success story or a breakthrough that you've had that you want to share.
One of the things that consistently came up and caused me to announce my philosophy of one life. And what I mean by that is I would constantly have people saying to me, well, I've got my work life and my home life, or I've got work life, that everything seemed to be divided. And it occurs to me that I'm just a whole person. I'm just one person. So I don't have a switch. I can't go to work and be one person and then come home and instantly be another person. So one of the things that I really work with my clients is that whatever we do in the business side in terms of training, so when you've come to this workshop or this session, or if we're doing something over months, that things that we do in those sessions should be completely transferable to whatever happens outside of the business. So some of the things that we talk about and that we do, even though they're business, they really have a lot of, emotion and sensitivity to them, things that we don't necessarily think of when we're talking about business training. And a few weeks ago, I was working with a group of folks, and we were talking about emotional intelligence, how it is that we read other people and how they react and so forth. And are we hearing a message but actually seeing something different, and are we able to discern that? And part of that also is knowing ourselves, talking about our hot buttons, what makes us tick. For instance, if I say, oh, I just can't stand it when people are late to a meeting, then I'm probably, when someone comes in late to a meeting, going to already have some negativity flowing, and that's going to impact the way the meeting goes. Mm-hmm. After the session, I had one of the participants come up to me, and this gentleman he's got it all together. If you ask any of the other participants, they will say, this guy doesn't even need to be here, really. He's just on target. Mm-hmm. And so I was somewhat surprised and very happy when he came to me and was able to be vulnerable and say, it may look that way on the outside, but here's a real concern that I have. I'm concerned that when I have a tough day at work, which is often, that I'm taking that home, and I have 2 little girls, and he got choked up about it. And he said, I don't want to be that dad. I don't want to miss out on being a great father because what happens at work is consuming me at home. And I'm bringing that negativity. I'm bringing my meeting that might not have gone so well home to my 2 little girls. And he was able to see through our conversation and our training that day how the emotional things really will, have a long-lasting impact, positively or negatively. So we talked about some things that people can do to give him some tangible things that he could do on his drive home, listening to a song. We probably all have those couple of songs in our hip pocket. You say, oh, that song comes on and I'm just happy. So whether it's something like that, or having maybe if it's a mantra or a prayer or something that he can do on his way home to center himself. Maybe it's done while looking at a picture of the girls, something like that. And so like I said, we want some real tangible things that people can take. So taking that home with him. And I was happy that he brought that to me, only because I get some pushback sometimes. This is business training. It's not emotional and it's not personal and that sort of thing. It goes back to one life. It's just one person. So it's all woven together, whether we like it or not. And so we need to make sure that when we're managing in one area that we're allowing it to manage in another, or if we're mismanaging or not handling something, to know that that is going to impact everything. So I'm happy that he's now got some tools and is able to put into play some ways so that when he looks back on his life, he can say, I really actively sought out being the parent I wanted to be, and I didn't let the job that was, allowing me to create a life for these girls, that wasn't negatively impacting.
Yeah, amazing story, Shelia. Yes. Thank you for that. And you're right. The difference that it makes just in one life has a ripple effect to so many other lives. Just the interaction. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be kids, right? I mean, we just think of whether it's friends or your church group or you are on a basketball team, whatever it is, those people all get the whole us. And so when we bring that that negative part back. And it's the same thing. You have a bad something go on in your personal life, you're going to bring it to work. And those people are wondering why they deserve that or how they ended up getting that.
Yeah.
So we really work on, even though this is business training, I really am interested in people getting the concept that it really flows over to everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It does. It really does. And speaking of, this great work that you're doing in the world, we've worked together. We've had a chance to work together. And what has it done for you and your business?
Well, I don't have any problem saying that if I hadn't talked with you, you were one of the first people that I spoke with when I started this venture, that if you and I hadn't talked, there's a good chance that I wouldn't have my business today. And the way I can say that confidently is I suffer from the same thing that the person I just talked about does. People say, oh, but you seem so confident and you're outgoing and you can talk to people. That's fine. But we all suffer from, whether we want to call it the imposter experience or just some sort of demons or negativity that we grapple with. And it's different for all of us. But for me, it was really finding my faith in myself and my self-worth. And talking with you had really launched me into some thinking and some ideas that I was not having at the time. And had I continued down that path without your guidance and without your help, I'd still be in the same place. Mm. So I know, Dena, that you asked me to do some things when we first met, and I did not. I completely abandoned the things that you asked me to do that were going to help get to launch me. So I will say that it took a little bit of time to let the ideas seep in, to hear them more than once, to maybe get a follow-up call and a, hey, how's it going? But with somebody whispering in your ear, so to speak, you're worth it, you're doing a good job, this is the right thing, you're on the right path, it made such a huge difference. And I will say that the other thing that was cosmic at the time is I came back around. I hadn't always stuck with communications. So and I can't blame other people. I signed on to do this type of work and this type of work, and I was all over the place, and I wasn't successful. And the reason I wasn't successful is that I wasn't being true to myself and what I really wanted to do and what I knew I could bring to the world. So talking with you and really thinking about that and looking at what gifts I had and what benefits I could bring made a huge difference.
Well, and look at you today, Shelia. Gosh, thank you for that. And I have to say, you were the one that said yes to yourself. So. and
it was hard. So for anybody listening, it was hard. Now the business is successful. I feel great. And again, going back to what I was saying before, interestingly enough, lots of things in life have elevated because this one area has gotten better. So it has spread in a positive way. So I'm so thankful that you were willing to take someone who was able to spread some negativity and continue, right? It's easy to continue down the, oh, I can't, all the negativity. And you were able to just be patient with that and work on continue to work on the positive side.
Yes. And so how can we stay in touch with you, Shelia?
I have a website. It is Midian, MIDIAN LLC.com. And it talks on my website about the communications and leadership, how they flow together. And it gives a list of topics. And as I said, you won't find specific classes or courses on there because I really meet with each client individually and talk about what their needs are to make sure we're picking and choosing. And some clients have something that is so individual and specific that it's not listed on the website. It's the first time that I'm pulling those elements together for them. If you go to the website midianllc.com, there's also a way to contact me there.
Fantastic, fantastic. And so I want to thank you, Shelia. And if anyone else is looking to start, grow, and sustain a profitable business doing what you love, please reach out to me. I'm Dena Patrice. Go to denapatrice.com, DenaPatrice.com, and schedule a call. It's a conversation so that we can get you started onto a fantastic path of bringing your unique gifts into the world so that you too can make a difference doing what you love. All right. Well, thanks for watching us, everyone. And bye-bye for now. And thank you again, Shelia.
Thank you, Dena.